Hey everybody, today I wanted to provide you guys with some resources me and my team worked on in order to get people from no experience to being able to produce high quality video content on their own. In a presentation that we're doing, we have these resources that we worked on, and I'm going to be teaching you guys with these same resources, providing them to you guys for free in this YouTube video in order for you to be able to go from no experience to being able to produce these high quality videos for you and your small business or for your YouTube channel or social media or anything. These video tutorials are going to be combined into this one video, so follow along the chapters on the bottom in order to follow along and learn what you need to learn most. It's hopefully very comprehensive and gets the information that you need in a very easy to digest format. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to address those in a future video. We're going to be talking about audio solutions and why you want to observe your surroundings and be aware of what you can hear, because right now you can barely hear me over the plane. It's not the best audio solution. And so now that there's no planes, no distracting noises, like in our previous location, we had a fan and there was basketballs because it was inside of a gym. So we wanted to move into a quieter location. Be aware of location and how the surrounding sounds may affect your audio. So we have 4 audio recording tools that we want to talk to you guys about today. So number 1, something like this, a wireless transmitter. This one's from DJI, but there's other ones like from Rode or Digimics that are also great bang for your buck microphones where you can kind of attach it to your smartphone, your camera, whatever. You can plug in your own lavalier microphone. Another recorder is this kind of handheld recorder from Zoom. This one has microphones on top, but you can also plug in your own microphones to utilize a higher quality microphone, and you could just record and you can monitor your sound from here, or you could sync it in post to your video. Now, talking about lavalier microphones, something like this from Rode or any other company really makes good quality microphones, and they're getting cheaper and cheaper, so it's worth investing in a good audio source. Something like this can plug into a wireless transmitter like I'm wearing right now, or a handheld recorder. Now this is good. You can, it's very minimal, you won't see it if you hide it, and they're great because they're comfortable for the speaker because they don't really think about it. It's just on them and they don't have to think about the audio, and it's really good because it's close to the source, which is them talking. And finally, what we have here is a shotgun mic from Rode. This is great. It's a nice directional microphone, and this would be perfect if you have a stand that holds it up like this as close to the mouth as possible without getting in your shot. But what you can also do with these is if there's more than one person, a lavalier is great for one person unless you want to plug in multiple. But these will catch everyone that's in the direction of this microphone. So you can point it from on top of your camera. There's different types of sizes and shapes to put on top of your camera, on a boom, whichever one fits your setup better. But these are great if you're catching multiple people in one shot.
Now we're going to talk about camera selection for making your video. So the simplest option for most people will be using a phone. And this is great because the components have advanced so much, and nowadays this might be able to provide you with everything you might need for your video shoot. When you are ready and want to control more of the parameters and have better hardware, you might graduate to something like a point-and-shoot camera or even a camera with an interchangeable lens. This option is great because the sensors on these cameras are a lot larger and more advanced than on a phone, and the option to change your lens will give you a lot more flexibility with what you can shoot and how it will look. If you're a beginner, you're probably going to have most of your settings on auto. The more advanced you get with video, you will see that there are parameters that you need to change for yourself to get the look that you want. Some of the settings you're going to want to look at are ISO, frame rate, shutter speed, and f-stop. ISO is your sensor sensitivity to light, and so this is how dark or bright your image is. Each camera has an ideal ISO to film in to reduce digital grain. And if you push your ISO too high, it will introduce more and more grain that will pollute your image. Usually this will happen when you're shooting in an area with very little to no light and you're not able to see anything. And no matter how much you push up the ISO, you won't be able to recover that without any light. Frame rate is the amount of frames that your video is recording in per second, and this will affect how smooth the video plays back. The standard frame rate for film and most other projects is 24 frames per second. But things such as sports benefit from having 60 frames per second, for example, because the fast action is captured more smoothly. Shutter speed is the length of time that the sensor is exposed to light while recording. And faster shutter speeds and lower shutter speeds will affect how much light comes into your camera and how motion is interpreted in the recording. So a lower shutter speed will be choppier and will show more blurriness, while a higher shutter speed or faster shutter speed will show less blur and more crisp or fluid action. Usually, you want your shutter speed to be double your frame rate. So if you're at 24 frames per second, you want to get as close as you can to about 1/48. When thinking about f-stop, a lower number will give you a blurrier background, while a higher number will give you more in focus in your image. A lower number will also give you more light, adding to your exposure, and a higher number will take away the light as the iris closes down and lets less light into your frame.
Even someone who's really good at public speaking and not a really shy person can sometimes struggle with how intimidating this setup is. It's important to remember and have a little empathy for the person sitting on this side. If you've been in this role, it's important when you're doing the interviewing to make sure you make them as comfortable as possible. So it's important to consider the environment that you're conducting the interview in. Right now, we're in a library, and it's really quiet and controlled. But that's not always going to be the case. Sometimes there are going to be passerbys, and they're going to stop, and they're going to want to see what's going on and why there's a film crew there. It's your job as the interviewer to make sure that interviewee feels comfortable in whatever the atmosphere is that you're doing the interview.
One of the biggest things you want to focus on when producing your videos is your lighting. This will make or break your video. Some lighting that we want to focus on is little LEDs like this, which can be great in tight spots and just they're very portable, they're very small, and you can attach them on top of your camera. But if shooting on your phone or just in another small spot where you want to have a nice even light on your face, you can have something like a ring light where you can even attach your phone in the light so it's really close to that lighting source. One of the downsides with the ring light is that they're not that powerful, so you're gonna have to sit a lot closer to your camera if it's mounted for a ring light. So this is how it looks without the ring light, and this is how it looks with it on. As you can tell, it's a good video, it's good lighting, it's nice and even, but the downside is you're sitting really close to the camera, so it could be intimidating for some people. And finally, LED boxes like what I have here set up is something that will give you a lot of light, and it's going to be one of the best in terms of control and accuracy of your light. The big perk with these light panels, like I'm using here with the big ones, is that all it is just LEDs, and you can control the temperature, and depending on which kind of model you have, you can also adjust the color that you get out of it. But also these nice soft boxes really make a soft image. You can control if it's going to be a hard light or a soft light. Usually to make it flattering, you want to have a soft light on your subject like I have now. But if you take off your diffusion, all you see is a hard light. You see a bright light here and a dark shadow on my other side of my face. That's where you can contrast it with another light, or you can put that soft layer on to diffuse your light and make it softer and make your subject look more flattering.